Staring at a blank page on Notion can be very intimidating, but today I'm going to show you how to use Notion's AI to do everything for you, make your dashboards, your templates, and everything that you need, because a lot of you have told me in the past with my past Notion videos that you find Notion very intimidating and hard and complex to understand. So we're going to break everything down and kind of make sure that everyone understands how to use Notion's AI to pretty much set you up for success in the future. So let's just get straight on into today's video. This is going to be very beginner friendly, so I'm going to walk you through step by step. We're going to look up Notion. You're going to hit log in, and it's going to have you create an account using your email. It's going to ask what you're using Notion for. You're going to hit for school, unless you're using it for personal use. It's always going to ask you about a desktop app. You really don't need it. I personally don't use the app, so that's something to keep in mind. Then it's going to immediately pull up the Notion page for the AI. So you're going to type in the most descriptive thing ever. You're going to type in everything that you want it to do. Make sure you tell it what type of dashboard you want. So I originally put just a dashboard that has everything. I went back and I added for college, because then it's going to ask more follow-up questions, and every time you answer is going to take off the amount of times that you used it. So I want a dashboard for everything that has an assignment tracker, that has to-do lists, that has weekly planners, all of it. If you want it to have a notes page, make sure you have the notes template as well, which is really nice. And it's going to pull up literally it in process. It shows you the process of how it's making things, which I think is very interesting, very cool to see, because it's making things for you live. I also tell it what theme I want, because I've used it before where it's just very, very simple. It's not going to make it super aesthetic. So if you tell it, I want an aesthetic, purple and yellow, as I said, or if you like pink, if you like blue, you can tell it that. And then it's going to start making everything in your face. Then it tells you when it's ready, and you can literally hover over all of the things that it made, and it takes it to you to where it made it, which I think is amazing. And it tells you how to use everything. So this is why I think it's very beginner friendly, because it tells you what it is, what it did, and kind of how to use it. And then you can play around with it. So here's how it looked. I looked at the notes page, and it literally made a lecture template for me. And look how nice it is, because you have a summary, you can have questions. It's really nice, very descriptive. And then it created a weekly planner for me, so I can add in my tasks. Also a to-do list or a tracker. And then eventually I also wanted it to make a study hub. So just like a study space. And it made a whole page for me. You don't even have to be grammatically correct when you ask it to do stuff. It's pretty much like ChatGPT, where you ask it something and it does it for you, kind of, but it's nicer because it's on your Notion page. And again, very descriptive about what I want it to do. I want it to make a study hub page with a tracker, a timer guide, with a study session guide, all of the things on there. I really wanted it to make a timer for me, but I think that's something we would have to add as a widget of having a timer for the study space. But I was very impressed with how this turned out, because of how much descriptive it is, and it pretty much completed everything I wanted to. I think the key with this is be as descriptive as possible, so that you get the most out of this AI tool, because it literally makes everything for you. And you don't have to edit anything. I've made so many Notion things in the past, and I have broke down step by step what I did to make the Notion page. If I would have known that I could have made a Notion page with the AI first, I would have 100% preferred that, because it just does everything for you, and you don't have to waste a lot of time making your page. And this is perfect for college students, perfect for any type of student in any type of education realm. Then I also asked it to make a whole different page, a whole different dashboard for an education club. So I'm currently starting up an education club on campus. So I made it have a whole page, and I already had a page created before, but I'm going to show you that I really liked what it did with it, because it really made it very descriptive of what everyone needs to do, everyone's positions, and it literally created a whole separate page. The thing with the Notion's AI is you can see it in progress, it tells you what it's doing. And then it brought me to the Future Teachers Association page. So it's showing me what it's going to do, and then eventually it'll add in the dashboards for it. So it creates a spot for it, and then it creates the database for you. So for this page, I was really impressed because for all of the roles, so like the president, vice president, it actually made a description in the page of things that they should be doing, which I think is interesting because I didn't even tell it what a president, vice president should be doing in this scenario. And then it created a tracker, like a like a task tracker, so that I know what everyone's doing. It also created like a lesson plan space. But again, you can like hover over where it shows you everything that it made, and it literally will show you where everything is, and it explains what it did and what is in each page, which I think is very helpful for all of you who are beginners with Notion. I did end up maxing it out at these three, like all the pages that I made, because you have like 20 inquiries. I really don't know how that works. I think it might be like 20 tasks that you have it to do, but creating a Notion dashboard is probably the best thing that you can do. It also tracks like setting up your workspace. So it gives you a couple different things that you can do with the Notion as well, like record class. I wouldn't recommend doing that because a lot of professors don't like being recorded. So that's something that you should probably ask before you do that. But I like that it gives you like setting up your workspace. If you're a beginner, then you can like walk through everything with the AI. One thing that I was very impressed with is every single slot on this table has already been made. It already like has everything that I needed to do. Essentially, that's like not the best description of what I'm talking about. But when I would make a table, I would have to insert everything myself, like individually, like put in every position or every member or everything like that. Like these to-do lists and everything, I would have to do that individually. So the good thing is this saves time, and it shows you how to do everything and tells you like what it did. So then you can like explore, and then once you max out the AI, you can start making your own or updating your own like databases and things like that. So sometimes I don't like a regular table. I like a database table like these. So if you want to end up changing anything of this, my biggest suggestion, I've like done so many videos about this. I've also like taught some like Notion seminars in person. I've would just say hit the backslash on your keyboard, and it brings up all of the different tasks and all of the different like things that you can do with Notion, and then you can play around with that and edit it as you need it to do, like need it to be edited. I was super impressed with the Futures Teachers Association page because I feel like it was very descriptive, and I really didn't have it. I felt like I wasn't as descriptive as I could have been, but it really completed everything. I also think making sure you know what theme you want, what aesthetic you want, things like that. I would tell it all of that so that it knows how to create a page. I think this would be very useful for anyone who is a beginner because it saves time, like I said, and it also teaches you how to like use Notion, and then from there you can like slowly start building things off, and it like is stress-free way of making your database for the new back to school season or whatever it may be. So I was super impressed with the Notion's AI, but to recap everything that I talked about, you should use Notion AI for all your dashboards. Have it create everything. Make sure that you're super descriptive. So like I showed you, I literally told it everything that I wanted in my dashboard. That way, when I max it out, it's not gonna like ask me a billion questions, and I'm not gonna have to do like multiple responses and then eventually not be able to use Notion's AI. And like I said, make sure that you use one response for everything. This way you can max it out as much as possible, and it's just a better way to make sure that you use it to the full capacity. So I hope this was educational and helpful for my beginners, and that you don't feel as intimidated for Notion, and that you may be using this for the back to school season. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I love Notion, and I hope you guys do too. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the bell so you don't miss another one of my videos, and you'll instantly be part of the Angels team. And make sure you stay tuned until next Sunday's video, because I promise you guys it will be an amazing one, and we might be getting back into back to school season. So stay tuned. Bye, Angels.